that. Meanwhile, renegotiating deals was a major economic theme for Mr. Trump during his campaign, but so was his anti-Wall Street and very populist rhetoric. And now that the president-elect has picked two Wall Street insiders for his cabinet, many are now questioning some of those promises. Former Goldman Sachs partner Steve Mnuchin was selected as Treasury Secretary, while businessman Wilbur Ross was selected as Commerce Secretary. And for more here, we do turn now to Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, a member of the president-elect's transition team. And Congresswoman, we appreciate the time this morning. Mr. Trump said repeatedly that he wants to drain the swamp in Washington of special interests, and yet we now see the establishment cabinet he has thus far built and these two Wall Street investors named to Treasury and Commerce. This seems to be exactly the sort of cabinet that he had run against. How to square, then, what we've seen with his campaign?
Absolutely, and it's the right question to be asking, because it gives the opportunity to talk about how Wilbur Ross and Steve Mnuchin have been kind of the outsider working on the inside. And that's what people want to see. Both are very entrepreneurial in their approach. They are problem solvers in their approach. They're individuals of action. And one of the most important things, you know, it's easy to say, well, they were an investment banker, or they did this, or they did that. But what you have to do with each of them individually is to look at the totality of that experience that they bring to the table and know that it's not singular in focus. And there is not just one thing that makes up their resume. There is this diverse ability that they have shown to make it through different economic cycles, to push forward, to innovate, and that's what you're going to see from the Trump administration. You're going to see the opportunity to come in ahead of schedule and under budget. You're going to see the opportunity to do more with less, and that's what the American people voted for and what they want.
But it wasn't this exactly what Donald Trump ran against? This seems to be a signal that policies friendly to Wall Street will be a central focus of his economic agenda.
I would disagree with you on that. Donald Trump did not run against success. And Donald Trump did run on a platform of making America great again and bringing the best minds to bear in how to get our nation's government back on the right track. Government has got to be reduced in its size, in its scope, and its cost. It costs the taxpayers far too much. We're going to hit over 20 trillion or hit the 20 trillion in debt mark. And that is something that weighs on the American people. If you're a baby born today, you've got over $55,000 worth of debt heaped on your head. People are saying, you got to stop this. They are tired of a stagnant wage level. They are tired of low economic growth. And we know Donald Trump doesn't like low energy. He likes high energy. And that's what you're going to see from the creative and the innovative minds that he is bringing to bear on how to solve the problems of a bloated government that is so big it can't handle the request of the people. And we are a government of, by, and for the people.
One government problem Mr. Trump did point out as well, the Affordable Care Act. I know you have never been a fan of it, but yes. I do want to refer you to a new poll from the Kaiser Family Foundation just out. It shows that, in fact, just 26% of Americans, 1 in 4, actually want Obamacare fully repealed, while a full 30% in fact want to see the law expanded. Another 19% want to see the law kept as it is. And in his first interview here with CBS on 60 Minutes, in fact, Mr. Trump, after the election, did say that there were certain parts of it he would like to keep. How do opinions then such as these influence what we'll see from the administration?
Well, one of the provisions that people want to keep was actually something Republicans have pushed forward for years, and that is to allow young adults who are still in school to stay on parents' insurance. That is something that has been working out there for years. Another provision was to have high-risk pools for those with pre-existing conditions. Now, former Congressman Dave Camp brought that provision forward in 2009. And Josh, even when there were 5 or 6 of us at the Blair House Summit on Healthcare, and Congressman Camp discussed that provision at that point as a way to do this, but you let the states take the lead. You don't federalize it. So it was the right concept, a different approach. Now, when you ask people, do you think Obamacare is too expensive to afford? You're going to see a much different poll number. And we hear that from people because the insurance is too expensive to buy. You can't get it without a subsidy many times because it is so expensive. And then when you do get it, people figure out, first of all, it doesn't cover what they need. Secondly, they've lost a flexible spending account. And third, you've got this enormous deductible. Right now, we have families of 4 or families of 5 that are calling our office, and they're saying, look, we can't use this. Our deductible is $8,000, $10,000, $12,000. And so basically, what we've gone full tilt back to is the old major medical insurance concept. It was just there for something catastrophic that happened to you. And that is where we find ourselves today, because you have a product that you have to pay, you're going to be penalized if you don't, you got to buy it, and it's not worth using. And people are tired of this. They don't like the mandate. Across state line purchase of health insurance, which is a bill I've worked on for 7 years, that helps get the cost down. Expanding health savings accounts, that gets the cost down. Flexible spending accounts helps relieve pressure on those costs. So there are other ways to go about affordability and preserving access to affordable health care for all Americans.
So you'll be
That's
focused,
what you're going to see
you'll
us
be
do.
focused on that word affordable of the Affordable Care Act. I want to get one more here as it regards.
Yeah, because what we have right now is unaffordable.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you as well about the revelation yesterday that Mr. Trump will remove himself from his business operations. He said optically, in part, to avoid conflicts of interest. Skeptics have argued, though, that there may still be entanglements, especially overseas. We have still not seen the president-elect's tax returns, so we do not know his personal holdings and what loans may be in place here. And presidential ethicists say that perhaps even a blind trust, considering the very public nature of his company, might not be enough. How to square, then, what we've heard thus far with what so many are calling for?
Mr. Trump made a very complete and thorough and total filing with the Federal Election Commission on his financial status. And that is going to give you a more holistic picture of someone's wealth and holdings than an annual tax return. He has said that, and his attorneys, their corporate attorneys, are working to separate him from the business. I think that what we are all well served to do is not speculate on what we think for this or that or the other. Give them the opportunity to come forward on December the 15th and say, this is the plan. Weigh in after that point. He
has said he would like to give it to his adult children. Is that enough of a separation for you?
I want to see what their plan is, and I trust that the wonderful team around him, the good legal team, smart minds, are going to be able to say and work through this process with all of the different entities that are involved with how a president structures and handles himself and his holdings when he moves into the office of the presidency of the United States.
Well, again, he has promised further revelations in 2 weeks' time. Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn, very much appreciate the time this morning.
I'm delighted to be with you. Thank you, Josh.